Alright, hey everyone, it's Adrienne, also known as Andy, coming at you with another live stream class from in and around CFB Edmonton. Today's class is going to be a high intensity interval class, a little bit more of a cardio focus today. So we're going to be bringing the heart rate up. We're going to be trying to keep it up there and working kind of just at a sub-maximal intensity through some intervals. So no rep counts required today. Right, about on cue. This is my cat Neville. He will probably join for some of the workout, so I guess enjoy the entertainment. Usually he keeps things really exciting. And then even more exciting, I have Miles with me on the tech side of things. So he's going to be there if you have any questions about the workout today or anything that's going on, any comments, toss them below, and Miles will be there with you throughout this class today. So couple of housekeeping items as per usual that I need to go over. In response to COVID-19, PSP is offering virtual fitness classes to Canadian Armed Forces members, and by using social media platforms, the virtual fitness classes tailored to Canadian Armed Forces members become accessible to all. So participants who are not Canadian Armed Forces members recognize and acknowledge that their age, health status, and physical fitness levels are unknown, and it is entirely up to each individual to assess their ability to participate in this class. Since it is preferable to consult your physician prior to beginning any exercise program, we invite all participants who are not Canadian Armed Forces members to consult the Get Active questionnaire from the Canadian Society of Exercise Physiology and its reference document. Both of those are going to be posted below in the comments. Thanks for putting those up, Miles. And if you experience any pain or difficulty during the exercises presented in this video, it is recommended that you stop and consult a healthcare professional. If Canadian Armed Forces members sustained an injury during this video, please remember to fill out a CF98 form. Like I said, my name's Andy. I'm one of the fitness instructors at CFB Edmonton. For today's workout, you're not going to need a lot of equipment. I would recommend having a mat for a couple of the exercises here. And then if you want to add a weight, you're more than welcome to. Feel free to get creative with it. For instance, today I'm going to use a kettlebell a little bit, really just for goblet squats to give you an idea of what you're prepping for. I have a toolbox and a bottle of laundry detergent. Anything like that or anything else you come up with will totally do. So get creative with it. Do what you need. If you don't have a weight, don't worry about it. You don't necessarily need one for class today. So aside from that, there's that. Make sure you have water handy. If you have some tunes that you love to work out to, get those tunes going, get them ready. And like many of our other classes I'm sure you've seen, we don't have music going on while we're doing this. So get music of your own, whatever you want to listen to. And we will get started with a little bit of a warm-up here. So grab that water, get it handy. And whenever you're ready here, we're just going to start with a nice little jog on the spot, nothing crazy. I'm going to go about 30 seconds for each of these first few warm-up exercises. Next up, bring it to some high knees. Your choice if you want to jog it or just step it on the spot. Either one will do. 30 seconds here. Switching that up, butt kicks. Again, your choice, if you're just stepping it, or maybe we jog it out a little bit. All right, next up, lunges around the clock here. So we're going to go 2 forward, 2 side, 2 back. Just keep walking through that at your own pace. Forward, forward, side, side, back, back. And again, same thing. Next up, we're going to inchworm it out. Walk those hands out to a plank. Stay there. Walk it back in, or pop it down to the forearms, and then bring that in. As soon as you get back to the toes, walk it back out, high plank, to the forearms, and back up. A few more of those. All right, come on up. A little bit of a dynamic stretch, heel sweeps, popping those toes out in front of you, sweeping down towards them, and just alternating side to side. Should have time for a couple on each. Fantastic. Bringing it into some arm circles, coming up and back. Watch out if you have a low ceiling like I do here. Just switching directions, same thing. Couple nice big circles. Nice, we're gonna come back to a little bit of that jog on the spot once more. Just 20 seconds here this time around. Cool. Go ahead and bring that stance a little bit wider. We're gonna bring it down towards one leg here. Not just hanging out in this stretch, but adding a little bit of a side lunge to it, so that opposite knee is gonna bend and straighten about 3 times. And then we're gonna walk those hands over to the other side here, over to that other leg. Again, 3 times opposite knee. Coming down into your side lunge and back up. Fantastic. Bring that back in, coming into our world's greatest stretch, or some variation of stepping forward into a lunge. Bringing both hands down to the inside. Same hand as that front foot. Coming up. And reaching down towards the ground, towards your mat. Gonna do about 3 of those. Once you are done with that, we're gonna back it up a little bit today. Shoulder stack over hips. Bringing same arm as your back leg this time. Just a little reach up and over towards the side. And then you're ready to go ahead and switch legs here. So stepping into your lunge on the other side. Both hands come down. You can drop the back knee or keep it lifted. I'll leave that up to you. Reaching up towards the ceiling and dropping it down towards the ground, towards your mat 3 times. From there, we're coming back a little bit, stacking shoulders over hips. Same arm as your back leg, reaching up and over. Finding a little extension through the side and in through your psoas muscle here. Perfect. Cool. You are good to bring that back up. Take a moment. If anything else needs a little bit more mobilizing, whether it's a couple more arm swings, shoulder circles, neck, half circles maybe, do what you need to do. I'll give you about 2 minutes to do what you need. Grab water again if you need. Grab that weight if you need anything else to fuel up this practice, and then we will get on into it. So as you're grabbing those couple of things, as we're finishing getting ready here, general FYI, we have 8 exercises today, just 8. We're going to do them several times. We've got about 5 rounds, and we're going to work them in a little bit of a pyramid. So our first round is only going to be 15 seconds of work, short rest in between. Second round is going to be 30 seconds of work, and then we'll come up to 45, and work our way back down, see how we're doing for time, and go from there. So this first round, 15 seconds for each exercise. I'll do a real quick demo right away here, and then we will get on into it. This first round, 15 seconds each. It's really going to be more of a familiar than anything else, just getting you used to what to expect as we make our way through, and then we'll go from there. So I'll remind you as we go again, but exercise 1, get-ups. From your mat, you're coming down to the knees, back up to stand, okay? Full foot coming to plant every time. Make sure your feet move. That's a really big part with that one. Number 2, push up to side plank, alternating sides. From your toes or from your knees. Push up, open it up to a side, back through your plank. Push up, other side, so on and so forth. Next, squats. Weight if you'd like them, at the chest preferably. Next up, jumping jacks or stepping jacks. Familiar. Next, mountain climbers. Driving knees in towards the chest, or ideally today, coming across the body towards the opposite elbow. Alternative for that one is to pop down 4 bicycles if your wrists and shoulders need a break. Next step, quick feet on the spot. Again, nothing crazy. Next one, frog jumps, coming back to almost like your mountain climbers. Both feet are back. And then you're gonna hop it on forward, back and forward. Option to step instead of jump. And then last one, shadow rope, a little bit of skipping. That's it, that's all. 8 exercises, 5 rounds. First one's real short, so we will get going here. 15 seconds each. Starting with our get-ups in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So coming down to knees and step it up. Ideally alternate which leg is going first. So you're always changing which one you step up on here. Nice, 15 seconds done already. Side plank and push-ups. Here we go. So push up, open it up, side plank. Keep that core super strong. Alternating sides for your plank. And rest. Next up, squats. Here we go. If you have that weight, it's at the chest. Spine is going to stay nice and tall. Toes and knees pointing in the same directions as always. Excellent. Jumping jacks. Right into it. So we're jumping here, or we're stepping. If you want it in between, add the arms back in, take out the jump. Next up, crossing mountain climbers or mountain climbers. Here we go. Knee towards the opposite elbow. Shoulders stacked over wrists. Going at your pace. All right, quick feet on the spot. Here we go. You can keep it simple with the run, or get a little bit fancier with it if you would like. Again, leave it up to you. Get creative if you're feeling it, or go classic. Come on down, frog jumps, feet are hopping in and out from that plank position. Option to step instead of hop. If you need a rest, pause in your plank or pause in that low squat. And grab your skipping rope or imaginary one. Here we go, skipping. Man, those 5-second breaks are like nothing. Keep it going. Rest. Great. So, there's our first round. We've got about a minute, and then we're going to get into round 2. Hopefully after that round, you have more of an idea of the exercises. If you have questions, toss them in the comments. Miles will help you out. And we need something heavier for your squats. Keep in mind we're doing 30 seconds this time. Grab that. And then we'll get into round 2. It's a little bit rushed with 5-second rests, but I'm sure you guys all did great. We got it. All right, so we're coming back to those get-ups, and again, just alternating feet. What I see a lot with these is people leave their feet in one spot and just kneel and come back up, but I want a full step to knee, and stand. So make sure you're getting that really solid. If that's really not feeling good for you today, go do a step back lunge instead, just a reverse. Alternating sides for the time. All right, round 2. Let's get after it. Get ups in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Again, alternating sides. Try not to use your arms to help you get back up. I know sometimes it's tempting. We want to lean in. Go without for as much as you can. And modify that pace as you need. We've got about 10 more seconds. Rest. Nice. All right, push up, side plank. 10-second rests between this time around. Let's go for it. Push up and open it to a side. You can keep the planks at whatever pace you're really feeling here. Drop it to the knees if you need it. Ten seconds, keep that going. And rest. Great. We'll come on back up. Next up, squats. Grab whatever weight you have, or go body weight. Here we go. This is my toolbox round. Maybe you can guess how heavy it is. I didn't weigh it. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. It's not that heavy. I'm not doing anything impressive here. Just over that halfway point. And rest. Next up, jumping jacks. Let's go for it. Halfway. Hopefully you got some great beats to do these two. Rest. Next up, mountain climbers. Come on down. Here we go. Driving that knee across the body towards the opposite elbow. Bicycles are your alternative if the shoulders need a rest. Probably been doing lots of at-home workouts, lots of push-ups, so I understand. All right, a little rest. Next up, quick feet on the spot or agility patterns. And 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Nice and fast. If you have a line to work with, maybe do a little bit of front to back, side to side. But whatever you do, keep moving here. Fantastic. Next up, frog jumps. Pause in that plank, pause in that squat if you need. Here we go. Hopping the feet in and back. Option to step. If you're stepping, same as our get-ups, alternate legs. Keep that core so strong when you hop it back. Don't let those hips drop on you. 5 seconds. Nicely done. All right. Skips. Last one for this round. That's it. That's all. Here we go. Rest is coming your way after this. Get on it with your skips. If you know tricks, do them up. If you've got no rope like me and you don't know tricks, but you can mind good tricks, go for it. It's a little more fun that way. And rest. Nice work. Round 2 is done. Hopefully you're good and warm now. Maybe starting to sweat a little bit. Grab a sip of water, take a minute, and we'll get into round 3. A little longer. 45 seconds work, 15 seconds rest. Sure you keep the feet moving a little bit on the rests here. Take nice big breaths. Fill up. Slow exhale out the mouth. We're almost back at it. Get excited. I know I am. Starting off with those get ups first. 45 seconds of these. Means we have time for lots and lots. Love them. Let's get going. In 3, 2, 1, and begin. Be nice to your knees here. Work with a little bit of padding. And come down to them gently. If you forget to switch sides for a little while, just even out. Do what you need to do. Sometimes I just get into a groove. Forget about my poor second side. Nice, keep it up, 5 seconds. Rest. Push up to side plank. Just as much control as we had in round 1. Here we go. We'll let that hips and shoulders rotate together. Try to minimize one leading in front of the other. Past halfway, keep that going. Few more. And rest. Come on up. Grab a weight if you need it. Squats. You guys are probably like, how many different things did you grab today to do these ridiculous squats with? Lots of things. Many things. Not the cat. That wouldn't go well. And I have no idea where he is right now. Keeping that chest up high, really controlled. Whatever pace suits you. Maybe check in that the heels are still planted firm. They're not trying to sneak up on you. Ooh, it's getting warm. 10 seconds. This is full, at least. I'll say that much. Rest. How great would that be if I just had like the empty detergent bottle? I would appreciate it. Next up though, jumping jacks. Here we go. 45 seconds. Just go steady. Pause it if you need to, but keep the feet moving. as much as you can here. Love it. Okay, crossing mountain climbers, come on down. Remember, you've got those bicycles as your option. Let's go for it. Keep those shoulders stacked right over the wrists. Past halfway already. Keep it going. Ten seconds. Whew. Quick feet. Love this one. Maybe find a little bit of a line on the floor or something. Use that a bit more this round. A little bit of front to back work or side to side. There we go. If you're wearing a Fitbit, lucky day. All the steps happening right now. Crushing those daily goals. If you like to lead with one leg, try your non-dominant. See how it feels. Ten seconds, keep it going. Nice. Frog jumps. Come on down. Kind of like a partial burpee. Maybe this is your favorite part of a burpee. Who knows? Maybe they will be after this. Let's go for it. 45 seconds. Modify that pace if you need. Option to step. Going for that same shoulder over wrist stack. Nice. All right, next one. Last one for our long round. Skipping. Grab your rope if you have one. If not, shadow rope it with me. Here we go. Cue Eye of the Tiger music right now. Sweat pouring down. We're ready for it. Fifteen seconds, keep it going. Rest. Nicely done, team. Take a sec, grab water, just over a minute, and we're back at it. Coming back down to a 30-second round. So far, so good. Just gotta keep things moving. All right, 30 seconds, one more round, and really the 15-second round after this is like basically next to nothing, right? Like we'll push the pace, but this is our last like longer effort round, we'll say. So let's really go for it. Keep that pace nice and constant. Starting off with our get-ups, alternating legs. Here we go in 3, 2, 1, begin. Yeah, hands free. Just those legs, keeping us going. Arms, of course, can help out with balance. That's about it. You got it, keep it going. 10 seconds. Rest. All right, push up, side plank. Here we go. Your pace. Keep that breath going. 10 more seconds. Excellent. All right, coming back to squats. Grab a weight. "30 seconds. Here we go. Halfway, 15. Rest. Jacks. Let's go. Good stuff, keep it up. Halfway. Rest. Beauty, come on down. Crossing mountain climbers or bicycles. If those shoulders are getting tired, here's your alternative. From the back, still getting that cross body action, elbow to knee or knee to elbow. We're sticking with those mountain climbers. I'll leave that up to you. Modify as you need. Keep things going. Rest. Next up, quick feet. Nice and fast. Have some fun with them. Let's go. Again, play around with switching sides. What foot's leading if you're doing a pattern. 10 seconds. Rest. Frog jumps, 30 seconds of these. Whew. Here we go. in 10 seconds. You've got it. Keep it up. Whew. Last one, skipping. 30 seconds. Let's get going. Take that well-deserved break. We've got one more round left. This one, coming back to our 15-second round. So this one, if anything, it's maybe a really good memory test because they have those 5-second transitions. They're fast. If you know what's coming up next, you want to get right into it, just as much time as it gets or it takes to get from position A to position B, whatever that is, go for it. If you want to go straight through, absolutely, all the power to you. I'll remind you as best I can what's coming up next as we're going here. All right, so I said that 30-second round, basically going to be like our last hard round. However, that being said, it's only 15 seconds per exercise, guys. We've got this. I want you to push the pace, go for it, and see if you can make this what was not like a crazy hard first round feel a lot harder, feel a lot more like, yeah, I did some work, gratifying for this last round. You got me? I hope so. It's only 2.5 minutes. We can do that. And then we'll start to slow things down a little bit, which is always lovely and nice. So, here we go. Get up, kneeling to standing. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Begin. Right to it. 15 seconds. Make them worth it. Next one, push-ups. Here we go. Nice. Squats. Grab a weight. Here we go. If you're just going body weight, that's good too. Just keep that pace moving. You got it. 5 seconds. Jacks are up next. Here we go. Rest. Crossing mountain climbers or bicycles. Let's go. Halfway, get after it. Rest. Quick feet. Fastest yet, let's go. How many steps can we get in? Get her going, use the arms. Frog jumps. Here we go. Rest. Skipping. Last one. Here we go. All right. Main circuit done. Complete. Fabulous. Grab some water. So just slow down your breathing. Bring you through a little bit of a cool down. I always like to go into some low intensity exercises first. So we'll get into that and then make our way to mobility. We're not quite at the stretch and relax just yet, but hard part's done. You're rocking it. And again, for now, I'll just encourage you to keep the feet moving a little bit while we start to bring that heart rate back down. A little walk on the spot, nothing crazy. All right, go ahead and step your feet a little wider. Toes are going to point out towards, not the walls, but towards the corners a little bit here. And I want you to think about when we bend into these, keeping your knees and toes pointing in the same direction. I want to bring it down to a side lunge on one side, just seeing how low you go. And think about bringing that chest up a little bit so we keep that spine neutral. Hang out for a second or so here. And then keep that same depth low all the way across to your second side. Excellent. Check in again, knee and toe, pointing the same direction, hips dropped, chest high, holding for a second or so. Keep that level. Back across to our first side. Little legs, you did some work today. You're gonna do a little bit more, not that much. Again, bring it back over, keep it low. Use the hands to help you out a little bit if you need to. Pop it over towards each side one more time. So come on over, sink it down, couple good breaths, and bring it back. Couple breaths. This time we'll just come straight up to stand. Come on up whenever you're ready here. Cool. Next one. Just finding a squat. A little bit more hip and glute activation, but wide stance here. So hips are going to drop down, pressing the knees out and back, like you're sending them towards the back wall. You can bring yourself as low as feels comfortable, and as long as the toes and knees are going in the same direction here. Heels are firm on the floor. Pretty happy with that. Excellent. Come on up. Step that in a little bit more and adjust as you need to, just space-wise. We're going to bring our right leg back into a lunge stance, firing some things up in the legs. They're fatigued. I want to see how that is feeling with the legs in a few of these different stances, different positions. We're going to pop it down to a lunge. Knee comes down to a hover. And I want you to check in with a couple things here. Just keep this in mind for future workouts. Hips. Are they square or do they want to open up? Bring them square towards the wall that you're facing. Hips and shoulders stacked. And that back heel should be up nice and high. Squeeze your glutes a little bit. Beauty. Go ahead and switch sides. Step it back. Drop it down into your lunge. Knees over the ankle. Hips are squared up. Back heel's high. Glutes are fired up. Squeezing. Not crazy long holds or anything. But go ahead and step that back together. Next up, drop it onto your mat. You're going to bring this a little bit more concise. Getting some overall leg activation first here. You did do a lot of lower body today. So sticking with that a bit. One of my favorites, starting to bring it a bit more into the trunk, into the core. Pop it down. Heels close enough to touch. Feet are hip distance. Core tight. Glutes fired again. Press those hips high. And see if we can shift the weight a bit here to lift a foot or the other. Keep it lifted for a second or so, a couple good breaths. Control it back down. Other side, same thing. Hips stay lifted, glutes fired. Shift the weight over. See if we can do this without letting the hips move side to side very much here. Lift, hold for a breath or so, and bring that down. Lift, breath or so, bring back down. You should be feeling some of the same muscles firing as we just did in those split squats, in our wide squat stance, even in our side lunges. Wherever you're at here, let's get one more on each side. Increasing some of that time under tension for our core, for our glutes supporting. And bring that back down to the mat whenever you are done. Fantastic work. Transitioning right into our next one. Legs are going to find their way up to an invisible chair. Arms are going to find their way up in line with the shoulders up towards the ceiling, setting up for dead bugs. You want to think about core staying nice and strong here so that the low back is pressing firm into your mat. So opposite arm and leg, right arm, left leg are going to extend out just to hover. Try not to move those other two limbs at all. They are frozen. Hold for a breath or so, and then draw back through center. Other arm, other leg, left arm, right leg. Extend to hover. Keep that core fired. And pull back through center. 3 more per side. Holding for a breath or so. The lower we go, the harder this is. But if this starts to bugger through the back at all, please don't go so low. Or maybe we keep the leg a little bit more bent so that there's less pressure happening here for the core to work against. See how still you can keep that other arm and leg while they're hanging out. Take your time as you finish these ones up. And then once again, we'll just relax back down to the mat here. Next up, flip it over to your stomach. I'm not going to go crazy here or anything. If you've been like really chugging the water, hopefully there's not like too much pressure down on the stomach here. That we won't be here for super long. I think we did this one last week and I just love coming back to it because it's awesome for your overhead range of motion with the shoulders and really good for firing up your whole back, really supporting the back side of that entire trunk that we call our core, or that all comes together to form our core. Words get hard after a little while, pardon me. Arms are overhead, making a little bit of a Y or maybe shoulder distance, thumbs up. We're going to bring right arm and left leg up, keeping them straight. Hold for that breath or so. And bring them down. Left arm, right leg. Come on up. Hold for that breath or so. Come on down, and same thing here, just 3 more per side. Take them slow. No rush. Keeping as much control as we lower as when we're initially lifting through here. And I know it's tempting just to let everything just drop back down. Have that work done with. But we'll keep it controlled, keep it strong. It's our last little thing for the day. Beautiful. Once you're finished up with those, good to bring hands back a little bit closer in towards the body. You can pop elbows under shoulders and hang out here for a little bit of an opener in Sphinx. Drawing the chest forward, shoulders pull back and down away from the ears. If you need to press up a little bit more extension in a cobra, you're welcome to. More intense with your hands towards you, less intense as you walk the hands away, so adjust to however you need. Exercises are done. Just into our cool down now. We got some nice activation to finish things up. You can relax out of that, just stepping into a lunge, going a little slower through some of that world's greatest stretch that we did at the start. So step it forward, knee can stack over ankle, both hands come to the inside of that front foot, and just hanging out here, let your hips rest a little heavier, or maybe come down to bent arms or forearms if you need a little bit more. Really coming into that slower breath. No more quick feet, no more skipping, no more of those frog jumps. I'm sure everyone loved those as much as I do. Nice, slow bring that back up. We're gonna send the hips back this time. Find as flat of a back as you can here. Hands can reach for the mat or they can stay up balancing on your leg. Do whatever you need to do to get a little bit of a hamstring stretch. Or if you really prefer this one seated, that classic hurdler stretch, go for it. Feel free, do what you need to do. Think about kind of drawing forward with the chest first rather than going nose to knee as your primary here. Wonderful, we'll relax that down. Come back to your lunge. You can shorten your stance a bit if you need to. Again, we're going to think about hips stacking over the knee, drop the tailbone, same arm as your back leg, is reaching up over towards the side wall. While we're here, why not kill two birds with one stone? We're going to drop that hand behind the head, find a little bit of a press down getting into your tricep. Maybe this helps to extend through the side body, tailbone tuck to get that psoas, hip flexor, and tricep all in one. Beautiful, efficient, love it. Or if you're really not feeling it with these, you can always come back to them afterwards individually. Cool. Relax that down. Set up for your second side, stepping forward into your lunge. Knee stacks over the ankle, hands find their way to the inside of that foot, staying as you are or starting to lower a little bit. Stretching in and around that left hip. Maybe through the front of the right hip as well, front of the right quad. Everyone's a little bit different with how they're going to feel some of these stretches. They can hit so many spots. Taking care to come back to those nice, big, full, deep breaths. If you did the flexibility fusion class with me last week and we did some yoga, we practiced a lot of breathing, so come on back to that. It really helps in this final stretch, a little bit of recovery, that kind of thing. You're going to bring that back up, send the hips up and back, straightening your front leg so you can start to lean over top, find your hamstring and or calf stretch here. Balance on the leg if you need. Use the mat if you can reach it or if that's available today. Just take it easy. As long as you feel some stretch sensation, you're good. Doesn't have to be a max 10 out of 10. Shouldn't be a max 10 out of 10, truly. Beauty. Okay, we'll bring that back up to our tall lunge. Hip stack over the back knee. Tucking the tailbone down to press it forward. And same arm as your back leg, coming up. Option to just stretch it up and out here, or bring that arm behind the head, getting into our right tricep. Opening things up a little more. Little combo stretch. Excellent. Last couple things that I really want to get in here are going to be into our quads and into our glutes. So relax on out of that. Take it to a side lie or standing if you prefer. Grab an ankle or a foot, pull it up towards the glutes, and just drop the knee in line with the hip. If you need a little bit more sensation here, you can think about kind of kicking into your hand slightly. It starts to open things up a little bit more through the front of the leg. Pressing the hip forward, ever so gently here. And just as a general FYI to you fine folks, we're going to be hanging out monitoring comments and things for the next 15 minutes after this live stream. So if there's any other questions that came up that maybe you didn't think of like right in the middle of the session, or you're just having way too much fun with our squats and things, go ahead and switch sides. And you didn't want to pause to ask the question, you can go ahead and toss that below once we wrap up here, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can with something that's hopefully helpful and pointing you in the right track. If you're looking for more, tomorrow, exciting news for you. Like Thursdays on Friday, Edmonton and our remote locations group that we work with are offering 2 classes again. So those ones are going to be at 2 o'clock, 1400 hours MST with remote locations. It's a total body circuit. You're going to go ahead and relax out of that. Come onto your back. Ankle crossing over the opposite knee, just setting up for your figure 4. Should be pretty familiar here. Hang out as you are, or go ahead and bring those legs a little bit closer in towards you. And if that 2 o'clock time slot is too close to lunch for you, or a later one would work better, the other one that you can get on into, lucky you guys, is going to be another cardio interval, high intensity interval class with the lovely and excellent Kristen. That's going to be tomorrow at 1600 hours, 4 p.m. MST. So lots of opportunity coming up at you. And then you can always catch our live stream videos. They stay up on our page for 24 hours after we finish up with them as well. So there's plenty of opportunity if you jumped in late, or you missed some things, or you just loved it and you want to do it again. Go ahead and switch sides here. Other ankle crossing over the opposite knee. Go ahead and start to draw the legs in towards you. Through the rest of today, definitely make sure you hydrate. Keep things moving a little bit. I'd recommend, if you have time, to get like a little bit of a walk in or something. Just keep the blood flowing. Help with that active recovery, or do something that you find fun, whether it's a sport, you got some ping pong, any kind of thing that'll, get you going, get you excited for this long weekend coming up, so that you come into it not too sore, not too tired, and just ready for it. You're going to go ahead and relax that down. Please take a moment if anything else needs a little bit more of a stretch. I think I covered everything mostly for the muscle groups that we did today, pretty much everything but calves, so I'll just give you one for that quick. Well, we still have a minute left. You can use a wall if you need, or just on the spot. Find a lunge stance, toes pointing straight forward, lunging into your front knee. Drop that back heel down until you feel a little bit of a stretch through the calf. I like having the wall purely for balance sake, especially when we're a little bit more fatigued. It's nice to have it. If you'd prefer to pop into a down dog, that also works. And of course, my yogi self is very preferenced towards it, but this is a wonderful alternative as well, and less on the shoulders after we've just done a lot. You can go ahead and switch sides if you haven't already. Again, just stepping into that lunge stance, toes towards the wall. Come as low as you need to get that calf stretch sensation going on. And overall, I hope you enjoyed class today. Hope we've got a couple different exercises coming at you, where you found some interesting weights to work with for your goblet squats. And always a pleasure to do these classes with you. So again, thank you so much for joining me. Stretch out anything else that you need to. Get lots of water in. Do something fun for active recovery later. And have an excellent long weekend if I don't see you before then. Thanks so much.